Welcome to this week's edition of Friday Night In with the Lancashire Cricket Boys, proudly sponsored by Heineken, official beer of Lancashire Cricket, and of course Emirates Old Trafford. Delighted to have two recalls back with us this evening. The only two lads that have done two Friday Night Ins. They tell me it's because they get the best views and the best likes on social media. Probably two of the better looking lads that we've had on. So I'm delighted to welcome back Liam Livingstone and Saqib Mahmood. Boys, how you doing?
All right, can I just say we didn't pay you for that introduction either.
It'll cost you a few quid, that, mate. Listen, before we start, we just have to apologise. My new studio. It's not my office at home now. It's my car. I'm just waiting for the dog to get groomed. So we're conducting this interview from my car. If you're wondering where the hell I am. We're talking about haircuts. Let's just start on the haircut front. You know, you've both been well groomed, and it's obvious that from the way you look that you're well groomed. But Livy, I'm just looking at you in a minute, and it looks like it's coming on nicely.
Yeah, I just went for the shaved head look at the start of lockdown, so I've just carried on with it.
You went for the Dunlop tennis ball look, didn't you? I liked it.
Yeah, I've had a go at myself as well, trying to fade in the sides with some help from my brother, but got to do what you got to do in these times, haven't you?
Good lad. And since we last chatted, have you had a go in the kitchen yet? You said that it wasn't you the kitchen. Have you tried to have a bit of a do and cordon bleu kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've got better. I couldn't really get any worse. So, but no, I've got a lot better at breakfasts. I've been all right with. Not so much evening meals.
What are you having for breakfast? Cocoa Pops?
No, unfortunately, everything's been eggs. So, poached eggs, scrambled eggs.
I've been putting
pretty easy.
I've been putting cream in my eggs. A little bit of cream in my scrambled eggs.
Cream.
Yeah, try it. Honestly, try it.
I'm not sure Webby will be too happy with my skin folds going up because I'm having cream in my scrambled eggs.
Just like a couple of tablespoons of single cream in your eggs.
I used to have a problem with cream as a kid. I used to squirt squirty cream straight in my mouth. So I better not start that again.
That's brilliant. I just thought those pot noodles, Livy, they are quite challenging at some stage.
Yeah, they can. Hey, don't take the mic. They can be quite challenging them at certain times. But no, my kitchen skills have got a bit better as lockdown's gone on. But I'm looking forward to just being able to sit down at a table and order my food. It's miles easier.
Oh mate, I cannot wait. And Saqib, you're quite accomplished in the kitchen. The last time we spoke, you were making some curries and you're making some spicy prawns, if I can remember. What's have you branched out a little bit?
So yeah, I was on the prawns. I think Jonesy was doing his Thai green curries or whatever, or his chickpea curry. I can't remember what it was. That sounds too complex for me. To be fair, I'm the same as Livy. I'm cooking a big breakfast every day, and then because I'm back in training and stuff now, so because you're training a lot and you're on the move and you need things quickly, I've actually just had ready meals sent. So they just get sent twice a week, warm them up. Obviously healthy stuff is also, it's good when you're just getting back into training for that kind of stuff. So I've been out of the kitchen, if I'm honest.
Good lad. And yeah, you talked about back to training, and you were selected on one of the guys on the England setup that was resuming training early, and then you're back in Emirates Old Trafford. What's that been like?
So good, Heggy. Like, to be fair, other than yesterday, the weather has been unreal as well. Just you turn up in the morning. The first week was just individual sessions, which was quite weird. It felt like I was injured, sort of rehabbing again, and I'm the only one there. All the attention's on me, but just being back in, I think just knowing when we were going to start. Obviously, you've got something to work towards, but then also it just gives your days a bit of structure. I feel like I'm quite a structured person, and then when I know things I've got to look forward to, so going from almost doing nothing to then being back in training 3 times a week and working around that, I just feel like I've just become more active as well over the last couple of weeks, which is good. And I've loved training. This week the boys were in, so we're in sort of small group training, me, Keats, Jimmy and Parky. So it's nice just being around everyone again, but it's still sort of social distancing and that sort of stuff is easy in general. But it's when you come into this environment where you're used to getting close to people and stuff, is what you've got to be wary of.
That's brilliant. It's great to hear that you're cracking on with stuff, and some fantastic news over the last few days. That Emirates Old Trafford is going to host 2 tests against the West Indies. That must be exciting to think that you got a chance of playing at the home ground.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about it a lot. I've just more been thinking about, obviously, because we're potentially being in lockdown, is making sure. And this is more from you as well, sorting me out with a decent room if I'm in there for 9 weeks. Getting me one of those pitch side sort of ones with the balconies. So yeah, it's got you on camera for this now, Heggie. I'll hold you.
Listen, if we can't look after our own, mate, we're struggling, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah,
it's all right. Chuck Rooty and that lot in the other rooms at the back, and give you lads the ones looking out in the front. But it must be quite eerie to be in there training and having a ball through on those pitches at Emirates Old Trafford. No one about.
Yeah. To be fair, it's just, I reckon with how long we spent away from it all, you just take being back. You just take sort of being back around training and sort of just one-to-one training with Chappie and just working on things again. It is quite weird still. Still feels a bit surreal. But I think the progression into just more and more lads joining in, and obviously sort of group training and potentially bowling at batters as well from next week. So bowling at Keats, and I think Livy starts next week as well. So there's obviously that to look forward to. So it's gradual progression sort of every week. But I think it would be more the playing behind closed doors, which might be a little weird.
Yeah, I'm sure it will weird. And Livy, Sax just mentioned that you're getting back to start thinking about some training now and thinking about a bit of cricket. But you've over in May you've accomplished something really, really good on the fitness side. You've done 100 kilometres. The charity challenge. Talk us a little bit through that. That's a great effort.
Yeah, it's just someone, one of our family friends that grew up. She plays football for Man City, and one of her teammates is married to someone with MND. So I know it's a charity that's very close to her, and I've sort of grown up with her family. So I just thought I'd try and help out a little bit, and it gets you out of the house. It gets you doing stuff. Sometimes in the morning when you haven't got much motivation, you've got 100k to do over the month. So it just, I really enjoyed it actually, and I was going to finish it off with 20k on the last day, and then obviously found out I was returning to training. So I thought I'd minimise the risk and go with 10k because I don't reckon my body's built for 20k runs.
It's a great effort. I mean, 100k in May was a super effort. And did you change your runs about? Did you change your routes, or did you stick to the same kind of stuff?
No, I changed it up a little bit. Tried to do a few longer, slower plods, and obviously a few like 5Ks. Try and do them. We were doing them as a training sort of thing anyway. So I tried to leave my training runs out of it. So I was doing a lot of like 2-3K sort of like sprint interval sessions, and then sort of maybe do 4 or 5K in later on in the afternoon to get the 100k made. And so I've actually really enjoyed it. It's got me out of the house, got me a little bit fitter, got my skin folded down a little bit. Hopefully what is watching this. But yeah, and we've had the weather, which has been the main thing. But it's been nice to get out of the house and obviously raise some money as well, which was always nice.
And talk to me a little bit about starting the Lancashire cricket. I think things are moving forward fast and they change from day to day. What are you doing on that front?
Yeah, I think the conversations we've had in the last 2 weeks have been a lot more positive than what they were before. So yeah, like Zach said, I'm back in on Monday. And I think as a group, the lads in the England training squad, I think we'll only be there for a week as separate from the Lancs boys. I think they might be back the 15th or somewhere around that date. So
yeah,
I'm sure it's nice for the boys to have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel now. I know I found it when middle of May, you're kind of hoping that there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel sometime soon, and motivation got quite tricky at some point. So I know certainly over the last 2 weeks, my training's got a whole lot easier because you're now training for something and there's something to work towards. So I'm guessing the lads will be very excited to try and get back to training.
Yeah, all
I think
you
me and Livy.
Go on, Sam.
I've got a few though. I've got a few new sticks actually.
You have?
But
Good lad.
but I was saying me and Livy. Anyway, I was saying me and Livy were quite lucky that we played a lot of cricket over the winter compared to the Lancs guys who they spent all winter training for it. So you almost think the position we're in compared to theirs, and we were a lot luckier. And obviously they prepped for this, and then it's all sort of gone down the drain a little bit. But good news. But yeah, some new sticks.
Saqib's
you know
new
what,
sticks.
I'm putting it out there. I reckon I have one of the better sticks in the dressing room. You know.
Who makes
Never
them?
mind.
Who
Never mind
who
your
makes them?
sticks. You need a good front pad. Well padded. That's what you need.
I don't get hit on the shin. I nick off more than I get hit on the shin.
Really?
I use GM sticks at the moment, Heggy.
Brilliant.
I actually just got a text of a guy from GM before, so probably get a few more sticks. I reckon as a tail ender or a lower order batter, I have the most bats. For a lower order batter, I think I have the most bats in the dressing room almost. I sort of picked off from Livy a little bit. Obviously, Livy's got a lot more bats than I have, but it's got to a stage where I thought, you know what, I'm just going to line all these up outside, like in front of my locker, so everyone can see them. And I just one day just sort of lined all these bats up. I think I can't remember how many I had. Obviously, looked pretty cool, and then sort of came back, and there's like 2 left. One was in the bin somewhere, and one was hidden somewhere else.
The lads have done you.
Yeah.
I don't know about you two, but I'm absolutely done with Zoom quizzes and stuff like that. You know, over the last 8 weeks or so, I don't never want to see another quiz in my life. The amount of quizzes we've done with the different groups I'm on with family, with work and stuff like that. But just getting on to stuff like, you know, watched a lot of stuff on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Have you watched anything exciting over the last 8 weeks? Start with you, Sax.
I've actually watched quite a few things. So at the start of lockdown, I finished the 3rd season. It might have been the 4th. I can't remember which season it was, of Money Heist.
Right.
So that's a real good watch. I'm a big Marvel fan actually, so I watched all of the Marvel films, sort of one every night, and there's about 20 odd films. So sort of in order, watched all of them again. So they were a good watch. They're all on Disney Plus if anyone wants to watch them. And in terms of series, I've started Gangs for London. I watched the first episode of that, and that looks real good. So
I started that as well. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just watched the first episode. It was about 2 hours long. It's almost like a first pilot episode, but that looked good. So I'll probably finish that off in the next week.
Oh, top man! I must admit that I've never watched the Batman films before. And that's something I've finished while we've been in lockdown. Really enjoyed it. I know I'm not that Batman kind of man, but I've really enjoyed them.
The Dark Knight ones, or the Batman versus... Yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy is one of the best trilogies, I reckon.
Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what about you, Livs? You watched anything special?
No, I'm not a TV series kind of guy, really. I can't sit
Ready,
still
steady,
for long
cook,
enough.
or something like that.
I've watched a few like sport reruns. I've actually watched a lot of golf. They've had like day 4s of loads of the tournaments over the last few years. So yeah, most of the time when I've had time to sit down and watch TV, I've just put sports channels on. Like I've just watched the NRL, the game this morning. So it's quite nice to have a bit of live sport. I'm not really a TV series kind of guy. Don't have the concentration levels for it. So,
well, you started golf.
I'll tell you what I watched, Heggy.
Go on.
The Last Dance. That's a sports documentary. So that's about the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan.
The Last Dance. Oh, right. I might have to give that a go. I love stuff like that.
Honestly, it's one of the best sports documentaries I've ever watched. I'm not into basketball. Like I know some of the big players and stuff, and obviously everyone's heard of Michael Jordan, but
yeah,
the Last Dance is mainly about Michael Jordan, but it's also about his teammates and the team, the Chicago Bulls, and how they became good. And it's definitely worth a watch. It's one of the best sports documentaries I've seen.
Right. Well, that's on my list as well. That's on my list. But we can't skirt around the fact, boys, that Livy started playing golf again. And for those of you who don't know Livy, he hits the cricket ball miles. He hits the golf ball even further. I think he's up there with the big hitters on the European tour. But whether it goes in the right direction or not is another thing. Livy, how's your golf going at the minute?
That is very true. That Heggy is not going in the right direction. I'm about to take a mortgage out to afford all my golf balls I need. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare, but it's been nice to just like 3-4 hours of the day gone playing golf. I've played almost every day for the last 2 weeks. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's been nice actually. It's nice to get back to playing golf. I went and played the JCB course the other day down in Stoke.
Oh, you're very lucky.
So I wasn't great there, but it was a great experience, lovely course. And I've joined a course at home as well. So I've been playing at Livingstone a lot. And it's been good. I've played with a couple of mates from back home. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. My golf hasn't been great, but I've enjoyed playing it.
Brilliant. Well, that's good, mate. Well, I'm getting a bit my golfing coffers are getting a bit short. So when you're ready, I'm desperate to take a few quid off you. So
that's fine. I'm playing off 18 at the moment as well.
Well, you can be my partner then. Right, lads, that was fantastic. It was great to catch up with you again. Great to see what you're up to, and great to see that maybe there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll see some cricket at the end of the year. Saqib, all the very best to what you're up to, mate. I hope it goes well. With fingers crossed for everything you do. As with you, Livy, two massive parts of the Lancashire team, and it's great to speak to you again. Thanks for coming on. I look forward to catching up in person, hopefully very, very soon.
Cheers, Heggy. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Heggy. Just make sure you book in advance for us next time. Sort of told us you wanted us back for all the viewers, so just make sure the next time you booked us a couple of weeks in advance. Busy schedule.
Busy schedule and all, and hopefully my dog's getting well groomed at the minute, as good as your grooming, your lads. Right, on that note, I'm going.
Sweet. Cheers, Heggy.